The Galactic Academy's xenobiology classroom buzzed with the usual pre-lecture chatter. Students from dozens of species occupied seats designed to accommodate everything from the gelatinous Quilori to the crystalline Vexians. In the back row, Elsa sat quietly, her small human frame dwarfed by her classmates. "I still don't understand why they let humans into advanced programs," chittered Zixlar, a mantis-like critic, his mandibles clicking with amusement. "Their world is barely Class 7. They haven't even mastered quantum folding." Several students hissed their agreement. Elsa kept her eyes on her data tablet, fingers tracing the edges of a small carrier beside her desk. Professor Thorane, a towering Orani with silver scales, entered the chamber. "Today we discuss bonded companions across species. Many of you have brought examples from your homeworlds." His massive head swiveled toward the class. "Zixlar, please present first." The critic strutted forward, a containment sphere floating beside him. Inside, a beetle-like creature with bioluminescent patterns pulsed rhythmically. "This is a harmony beetle from Critica Prime. Perfectly docile, telepathically bonded, and enhanced through 17 generations of genetic refinement. It can solve complex mathematical equations and never disobeys commands." Polite applause rippled through the classroom. One by one, students presented their companions. The Quilori showed their synchronized swarm minds. The Vexians demonstrated their living crystal fragments that hummed in perfect resonance. Each creature was elegant, refined, and utterly obedient. "And now," Professor Thorane said, his tone carrying a hint of curiosity, "our human student. Elsa, please present your bonded companion." The room fell silent. Elsa stood, lifting the carrier with both hands. Whispers erupted immediately. "Is that a containment unit?" Someone murmured. "Humans need containment for their companions?" Another voice sneered. Elsa walked to the presentation platform, her heart hammering. She set the carrier down and unlocked it. "This is Neo," she said quietly. "He's a honey badger from Earth." What emerged was a creature that made several students recoil. Neo was compact, perhaps 60 centimeters long, with coarse black and white fur and small dark eyes that seemed to assess every being in the room simultaneously. He waddled forward on short legs, his claws clicking against the platform. Zixlar's laughter echoed through the chamber. That's your advanced bonded companion?" "It looks like a defective grooming tool." More laughter joined his. Even Professor Thorane's scales rippled with what might have been amusement. "Neo isn't genetically modified," Elsa continued, her voice steady despite the mockery. "He's exactly as nature made him. Honey badgers are one of Earth's most fearless creatures. They have incredibly thick skin, powerful jaws, and—" "Fearless?" interrupted Vexri, a Vexian whose crystalline body chimed with derision. "Please, my companion can withstand plasma temperatures. What can this animal possibly do?" Neo chose that moment to notice the Harmony beetle's containment sphere. He approached it with casual interest, sniffing at the transparent material. "See?" Zixlar clicked smugly. "It's merely curious, like a primitive creature." Neo's claws flashed. In one swift motion, he shredded through the supposedly indestructible containment sphere's locking mechanism. The sphere popped open. Chaos erupted. The Harmony beetle, suddenly free and frightened, shot across the room, its bioluminescence flaring wildly. Students scrambled. Zixlar shrieked commands at his companion, but the beetle's careful conditioning shattered under stress. Neo simply watched the panicking beetle, then returned his attention to Elsa, completely unbothered by the mayhem. Professor Thorane raised his arms. "Calm, everyone, calm." His authoritative voice cut through the noise. "Zixlar, retrieve your companion immediately." It took 15 minutes and 3 assistance drones to corner the terrified beetle. Once order was restored, Professor Thorane turned to Elsa. His expression was unreadable. "Explain what just happened." Elsa took a breath. "Honey badgers don't acknowledge barriers that others consider absolute." Neo saw a puzzle and solved it. He wasn't being aggressive, he was being himself. On Earth, honey badgers raid beehives defended by thousands of stinging insects. They dig through concrete. They've been documented fighting off lions, leopards, and hyenas, not because they're large or specially designed, but because they simply don't accept the concept of impossible. She knelt beside Neo, who bumped his head against her hand. "Every companion here is beautiful and impressive, but they're optimized, controlled, predictable. Neo is none of those things. He can't be commanded to stop when his instincts say go. He can't be programmed to accept limitations, and that's exactly why humans bonded with creatures like him. Zixler's mandibles clicked nervously. That's not bonding. That's barely controlled chaos. No, Elsa said firmly. It's partnership. Humans didn't survive Earth by being the strongest or fastest. We survived by partnering with creatures that complemented us. Dogs for loyalty and tracking. Horses for speed and endurance. Falcons for hunting. And honey badgers? She smiled slightly. Honey badgers taught us that size doesn't determine capability, and that the fiercest determination comes in unexpected packages. Professor Thoraine's scales shifted colors, the Urani equivalent of deep thought. Interesting philosophy, but your creature destroyed Academy property. Neo opened a faulty lock, Elsa countered. If a containment sphere can't handle a honey badger's claws, how would it survive a real emergency? Silence filled the classroom. The professor's enormous eyes studied both human and honey badger. Neo stared back, fearless and unbothered. Finally, Thoraine's scales rippled with color, the Urani expression of respect. You raise valid points. The Academy designs assume cooperation and obedience. We rarely account for creative problem-solving, he paused, or raw audacity. He addressed the entire class. This is precisely why the Galactic Council admitted humanity, despite their primitive status. They think differently. Their companions reflect different values, not perfection through control, but strength through authentic partnership. Elsa returned to her seat, Neo trotting beside her. The whispers that followed now carried curiosity rather than mockery. As class ended, Zixlar approached hesitantly. Your creature, Neo. Does he truly fear nothing? Elsa scratched behind Neo's ears. Oh, he's cautious when it matters. But he doesn't let fear make his decisions. That's the difference. The Kritik's antennae twitched thoughtfully. Perhaps humans aren't as primitive as I assumed. Elsa smiled. We're not. We just measure advancement differently. As she left the classroom, Neo waddled confidently beside her, absolutely unbothered by the stares from species that could bend space and manipulate matter. Because honey badgers, like the humans who walked alongside them, had never particularly cared about what others thought was possible. End.